People, there is what we call a transfer conundrum at the club of Arsenal. The transfer conundrum is all about the centre forwards. Is Arsenal going to be bringing in two centre forwards, all one, in the summer transfer window? That's what we're obviously going to be talking about. And when such stories drop from a credible journalist like David Austin, I don't think that it's really a joking subject. Maybe we might obviously see the board making a decision on who should obviously be playing in for the club of Arsenal or not. Welcome to this channel. On Saturday, the El Clasico is going to be played in what we call a Copa del Rey final. But there are players that are really out, and they're obviously going to be affecting their respective teams negatively in here onto the beautiful channel. So I hope you guys are really having fun, and let's obviously see to it that all goes on well as planned. Now, let's obviously see you people subscribe and see to it that we hit the magic number of 30,000 subscribers. Now, with Arsenal looking in for centre forward and Andre Batha coming in and really showing Gyokeres as his preferred number one centre forward target, David Austin has dropped a very big story about who is obviously going to be the number one striker for the club of Arsenal next season. He has told us that just because Arteta really likes Isak and it emerged that Batha is a big fan of Gyokeres, there is no reason to think Sesko is not still in the mix, given all the work they've done onto him. I'm sure he will be. So he's sending out a very clear-cut message to all the fans of Arsenal and all those that really enjoy transfers that it's not yet over for Arsenal, that they've gonna hit a point on one player known as Victor Gyokeres, and he's like, keep your eyes onto Isak, Gyokeres, and Benjamin Sesko. Why? He has come up and obviously given his reasons. Arteta is a big fan of Isak. You know, he's a big fan of Isak, and I think he's like, please get in Alexandra Isak. And the new sporting director, known as Andre Batha, he's a big fan of Gyokeres. You understand? And he's like, we have to bring in Gyokeres. And we've always gone ahead to give you the reasons as to why he's really drunk in love with Gyokeres. First and foremost, he's cheap compared to these other players that are being mentioned into the queue. And secondly, the manager, known as Mikel Arteta, also loves Victor Gyokeres because Arsenal is going to hit to scout him for some long period of time. So as it stands, those three strikers are those that Arsenal are looking at. And trust me, with their prices, they cannot sign two. They can only bring in one. There is Team Gyokeres, and Team Gyokeres should obviously find themselves in a position of obviously getting to know what their striker is going to hit to do. In the Champions League, 6 goals and 1 assist. That is in 8 games, 26 years of age, 1.89 meters tall. Then in the league, 29 games played, 34 goals scored, and 6 assists. That is Victor Gyokeres for you. Still 26 years of age, and in the summer he'll be making 27. We go to Alexandra Isak. In the Premier League, 30 games played, 21 goals scored, and 6 assists. That is, all those are 27 goal involvements in there. EFL Cup, 6 games, 3 goals. That is Alexandra Isak for you, and he hasn't played in Europe this time, and he's 25 years of age. He's making 26 years of age in the summer and is 1.92 meters tall. So you can as well compare onto who you should obviously bring in through the club of Arsenal. Then Benjamin Sesko, 29 games played, 12 games in the Bundesliga and 5 assists. The FB Pokal Cup, 4 games played, 4 goals and 1 assist. Champions League, 8 games played, 4 goals and 0 assists. Meaning that he has so far played 41 games, and he has gone ahead to score 20 goals in there. And how many assists? There are just 6 assists in there for you. So he's just 21 years of age and 1.9 meters tall, and he's the youngest of all that Arsenal is being linked to. And we don't know how this is obviously gonna be put into consideration by the manager. But guess what? I know they'll obviously need now a board meeting to obviously get to know who is who into this beautiful game of football. Because when you look at Isak, 130 million pounds, but we know they can negotiate and maybe they can go in for 120 or 115 in there. Gyokeres, no negotiations, 60 to 65 million pounds. Then the player known as Benjamin Sesko, his price is really varying. You can even get him for 80 million pounds. So I think if I'm Arsenal, Isak is the best. That is it. But Isak, Gyokeres, and Sesko, meaning that when you get in Benjamin Sesko, you would have gone ahead to get in your third choice. Getting in Victor Gyokeres, you would have gone ahead to get in your second choice. Getting in Isak, you would have gone ahead to get in your first choice center forward. So it will depend on to what Arsenal's plan is and what amount of money these two are really having in to invest into these deals. But it doesn't stop only on these three. There is even a fourth player that this guy known as David Austin has gone ahead to hint on that maybe Arsenal are really scouting him, and goes by names of Ekitike, Hugo. He has told us that these situations can fluctuate. There are many factors and moving parts. Multiple names will be in the frame. We also hear there is an admiration of Ekitike. For example, it doesn't mean there is a clear direction of travel yet. Now, Ekitike Hugo is another one that Arsenal has shown huge interest in, and scouts have been sent to Germany to see how this guy really plays. So Hugo, who is a Hugo Ekitike? Hugo Ekitike is a French player, and we all know that he's 22 years of age, making 23 years of age in the summer, born June 20th, 2002, and he has played 29 games in the league. That is the Bundesliga, scored 14 goals and 5 assists. UEFA Europa League, 12 games played, 4 goals and 3 assists. Then DFB Pokal Cup, 3 games played, 3 goals and 1 assist, meaning that he has gone ahead to obviously play 44 games this season, and guess how many goals he has gone ahead to score? 21, and he has 9 assists. That is Hugo Ekitike for you. 22 years of age, and he's playing for Eintracht Frankfurt, where Omar Mamosh was playing in there for you. So I leave it in there for you. The conundrum is there. What are your thoughts? You know, Gyokeres, Isak, Sesko to Arsenal conundrum has been registered. And do you think this should be settled in the board and Arsenal need to obviously get themselves into the know of which striker they need? Or they should keep their eyes onto these 4 strikers that David Austin has gone ahead to hint on? So we are waiting to see how that pans out, but that's what we had in there for you. But Arsenal is really hugely interested into bringing in a striker. Now for Real Madrid, there is a player that is out of the El Clasico that is going to be played in the Copa del Rey finale. That is tomorrow, and we've been told by the Diarios that David Alaba is a doubt for the Copa del Rey final after coming off with a discomfort in his left thigh. So it's not at 100%. He's not yet 100% ruled out. If you've read out that story, maybe he might obviously be coming in through as a shocker, you know. But for Real Madrid, if they don't have this guy, Mendy is really doubtful. You don't have Militao. That means they're really weak in their back line. And remember, the reason why he came up and obviously gave Arsenal the trophy. Sorry, gave Arsenal a chance to knock out Real Madrid. It's because of their back line and midfield. Now, it's the same thing. Their defense is really very, very, very porous. Now, for Barcelona, they are players that have been 100% ruled out of the finale, and those are Robert Lewandowski and Alejandro Balde, who will miss the Copa del Rey final due to injury as expected. Mark ter Stegen is back in goal, and we're waiting to see who is obviously going to be in the stitches for the club of Barcelona come that game. And for Barcelona, it's also a big blow, but we wait to see what these people will obviously have in there and what the manager will obviously try to do into that game. So guys, thank you very much for watching through. I call upon for your reactions on who should Arsenal sign: Gyokeres, Isak, Ekitike, or Benjamin Sesko. I'll be hugely waiting for your comments. And of the two teams that are going to be playing into the that are going to be played into the Copa del Rey finale, who do you think has gone ahead to miss out onto his biggest players? Because I've told you he's out for the team of Barcelona, who is out for the team of Real Madrid. I'm out. See you later. Comment section is where I expect you to be next. Bye bye.